All right, let's declare a few new challenges. So, we're not going to start this exactly today, but I wanted to talk about it because I got excited about it. And in my previous video, I was talking about how, you want to feel excited about like what you're about to do for the day. So, one of the challenges is one that I thought up and had like a little brain blast moment. If you've watched Jimmy Neutron, I felt exactly like him, like after getting a brain blast. And it was basically utilizing AI a bit more in terms of helping organize my thoughts. So, what I do daily already is I do an audio journal. So, I record myself and just talk about like what happened in the previous day, my feelings, my thoughts. And I have like so many thoughts. It's like insane the amount of thoughts that I have. And I talk for like 20 to 30 minutes each time when I do my audio journals. But luckily, I'm doing it while walking outside, so I'm like, it's exercise at the same time. It's in the mornings, and I decided mornings is like the best time to do it because I can also talk about what I want to do for the day, and it helps prime me, and it makes me feel like, yeah, let's get it done, let's get it done, and I'm organized and I know what to do. But after doing that, I basically, it's out there actually. It's nobody listens to it, which is I don't mind. It's kind of just like a record for in the future when I actually become like who I want to become, like someone better than I am now, like someone more successful in a lot of different areas in my life. So it's for that basically, because I really want to highlight the journey. I want to highlight like the day to day, like the thoughts, the struggles, everything. I feel like that's important to highlight and not just showcase like the results of everything. Journey before destination, and I learned that from Stormlight Archive from Brandon Sanderson. But basically, what I was thinking is because I already have those audio journals and I do it on my phone for voice memos, it actually now generates transcripts for you. And I was thinking, what if I just feed that transcript into ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to like summarize what I said and create video ideas based on that. So it's basically a lifestyle channel where, this is the channel that I would put it on, where I have a bit more. This isn't it. This isn't one of them, by the way. This is a bit. This is a bit meta in the sense that I'm talking about what I'm going to use it for. So once I feed it into ChatGPT, I tell it to just come up with a good title idea based on everything I talked about. And I kind of talk about way too many random things. So right now it's not optimized. I've tried it for 2 days and one of them was pretty good. And then the other one, it got better because I told it to use more of my words. Because I think the first time I used it, I was like, okay, yeah, just, give me bullet points for the main topics that I talked about that were based on what I talked about. And I think maybe it hallucinated and sometimes it would like indicate that I said something that I didn't say. So I was like, what? Like that's not what I was saying for that point. But it had it there. It was very few, maybe like one or two, where that was not the point I made. But then I fixed it by saying, use my own words, use my words. And it actually gives me some sections where it's literally word for word what I say. So I'm like, yeah, that's better, like, because it's actually what I said. So the bullet points are basically what I said, but like, I don't have to like look back at the audio journal or audio to find it, it's organized for me. So basically, it's just a very, very glorified, good, fast way to organize my thoughts that I already spill out daily. And it's like an assistant that can help organize it for me and then decide, okay, this is probably the highest, the best thing you can talk about for YouTube that will, and this is the title recommendations. And it's everything I've already talked about. So it's like kind of just sharing my ideas and what I want to express. So, and I can decide whether or not like I can ask ChatGPT to give me more options. And I was thinking of also turning it into short form content where like I just talk about literally one point, just one point with the bullet points and that's it. And start creating more short form content because I listened to a podcast that was like saying how you gotta create where people are, and people are looking at short form content a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna try that and see how it goes, but I don't want to add too much workload right now, and I feel like I need to finish the audiobook before I actually start doing that. But I am excited to try it. I think that's basically it. That's the whole idea. My brain blast, basically. Like, how do I take what I'm already doing it and turn it into content and use all the tools that I can think of to make it easier? So, and I feel like that's, if I can optimize that somehow, then at least for this channel, the second channel, I don't need to really think that much about content anymore, because it'll just basically be my thoughts and my expressions, which is basically what it is already. So, but like less organized. Like these days, I haven't really been organizing my thoughts very much for this channel. Back then as well, I would kind of just like talk about whatever randomly popped up into my head. Yeah, I almost feel like back then it was my audio journal. But when I came back, I started audio journaling consistently instead of recording my thoughts. So it's kind of like almost, yeah, I guess I'm refining my thoughts more for the second channel, where it's just me talking about this one point with the bullet points, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, when I put it that way, it kind of sounds like I was already doing it at a certain point. But I don't know. I feel excited to try it in that format, like that structure. I feel like it'll be fun to try to use more tools like that to help me out. And I want to keep up with my audio journals even when I go back to Japan. Like I feel like it'll be, or wherever I am, I should keep up with my audio journals because it's very helpful. It really is. Like I think that's the number one thing that's keeping me like kind of sane right now. But yeah, that's basically it for that challenge. And there's two more that I want to do that involve Japanese because I guess I'll just talk about it in this one. I don't feel like making too many videos. So two more challenges. One of them, they won't happen at the same time. One of them, they're both Japanese learning challenges. The first one is learning through anime. And I was thinking of just watching Demon Slayer. And literally just like going line by line and figuring out what they're saying. So that's basically it. And I have like a whole format in my mind that I brainstormed that I think will be very helpful for whoever actually watches the content. And I will likely start a new channel dedicated to my Japanese learning journey because I feel like it's probably better to keep it separate and cleaner instead of posting it here. So that's exciting. And then after I finished that challenge, I was thinking of trying to learn all the JLPT kanji for N3 in 30 days, which is very ridiculous and unlikely, but that's why it's a challenge. And I think, you know, I probably won't get like all of them because it's a lot. I think there's 300 or something that I would need to learn. So it's like 10 a day. And that's really hard to memorize. So I'm very, very unlikely not to be able to succeed that challenge. But I think that makes it more exciting to me because I'm like, how many can I actually get in 30 days if I really, really try and get my, like, have this schedule going, you know, for learning Japanese, because I eventually want to learn up to the point of JLPT N2 and take the test. I think I'm going to actually try to do it within, or I'll try to do it next year, basically. So 1 year from now. And I'll talk about this in its own video for the new Japanese channel. But basically I'm at around the beginning of JLPT N3, I'd say. And I haven't been studying ever since I stopped the whole AI challenge last year. So I basically haven't studied for almost a year. I haven't studied any Japanese. So I've just been like listening and talking, and that's it. But you know, that kind of matched with my goals back then of just listening and talking, because I would have friends that I would just want to talk to in Japanese, and those are the two best skills. But obviously, learning kanji is important if I want to exist in Japan like in the most optimal way. So yeah, I think I'll do it. And yeah, I'm underplaying how committed I am. I think like I'll 1,000% do it. Like this is the year challenge basically, where I will be studying to pass the JLPT N2 from, yeah, officially, if we were to say officially, like my language school, I left off in the middle of N4 actually. So I might not even be JLPT N3 level in terms of every aspect. I probably don't even know all the JLPT N4 kanji. So right now I'm doing some studying with an app for learning all the JLPT N4 one. And hopefully by the time I finish the watching anime challenge to learn Japanese, which will take 30 days, I will get to the point where I'm ready to start the JLPT N3 kanji challenge. And I think it makes sense to do it for N3, because N4 seems like maybe it'll be too easy. N3 seems like the right level, and it has like 300 kanji, and it's JLPT N3, and it's gonna be for 30 days. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like, that sounds synergistic. There's like so many threes. Yeah, those are the challenges coming up, and I'm excited to do them. And I wanted this feeling of like excitement, you know? I was like, what's next? What's next? So it kind of aligns with all of the things that I've been talking about. But I need to get the audiobook done first before we start the challenge. And it's almost there. We're getting close. We're getting close. I mean, I already showed this. We're on the same day. But just got to record for 2 more chapters, basically. Maybe, yeah, I don't think there's no basics one for 12, actually. So it is 2 more chapters, and the shadowing chapter is actually going to be huge for 12. So, or not 12, but like, I guess right before a conclusion, there's like a big shadowing chapter. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like we're that close, but the vocabulary lists are very easy to do. So I can probably do like 6 or 7 of them in one day. And then the shadowing chapters, those are going to be a little bit more difficult for sure. But I think the chapters are the longest, so the shadowing chapters I can probably do 3 a day, at least 3 or 4 a day, I think. So we're probably about 2 weeks out for finishing all the voiceovers, and then we start just editing everything. Ideally, we should have edited at the same time, but I've just been using that time for other things. Yeah, I prefer not to be editing for too long, or like doing too much for it, because of the whole like burnout stuff that we talked about. Okay, I think that's it for this one. I just wanted to talk about the new challenges coming up and how it's making me feel more like excited for what's to come. And it's also making me feel more antsy. I don't know what the right word is, like, but I just want to like get it done, get the audiobook done. But I need to pace myself at the same time. So I'm like, it's these conflicting feelings inside of me that have me a little bit frustrated, but it's important to pace myself. Okay, that's it for this one. I will catch you guys in the next one, and I'll also like make a, I guess, official video for when I actually start that new channel for Japanese. Like, I think it'll be a fun journey for sure. Okay, catch you guys in the next one.